I want to share a video with you. But before I share this video, I want to kind of give you content so you can get an understanding of what's actually going on in the video itself. In 2018, actually May 18, 2018, a man by the name of Jonathan Odie, he went to Trump National Doral, which is in Miami-Dade County, and he went in there. He shot up in the ceiling and shot the chandelier. He also shot in the floor itself. The police came out there. They actually ended up shooting him in both legs and took him to the hospital. After getting out of the hospital, he was taken into be interrogated by the police. So that's the video I'm going to share with you now.
How do I know this?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How do you know this?
Do you know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy?
Yeah.
P Diddy, whatever you call himself these days. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's part of what's called the Boule. The Boule is a branch of the Illuminati.
Okay.
It's the black people. Okay. I'm from Africa, so I'm not a racist.
Okay.
Okay, you're my brother, so I like black people.
Okay.
My mom, I was raised by an African woman in my house. Okay. She was just a servant, but she was she took care of me.
Right.
So I love black people.
Okay.
I had settlement with Sean. Okay. And he belongs to that agenda. That's why he's so famous. They land over contracts. It's his attorneys, which are Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes. Ben Mercedes worked for Bad Boy Entertainment for 4 years and worked for Hillary Rodman for 5. Okay? When I take Sean the threat of death on me, okay? I don't have it, but I can make it available under secrecy. That means that I wouldn't be liable because I don't want to be getting framed for anything. Okay. I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate and tell me what to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot of business. Because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV with speakers and stuff, and I was like a sex slave. Okay. For them, that's what I was. That's all right? I caught herpes, and I came back and I sued him for the herpes and won. But they did Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes were his attorneys, okay? And Christopher Leon's here was my attorney. They asked me to turn in that, which was the video recording, and I did so. They gave it back to me accidentally, and it's possible I threw everything out. It's possible I can produce a copy.
Gotcha.
It's possible. I'm not sure. Now, well, I've been trying. My settlement put me in a box. Basically, I couldn't talk because I was going to be sued. So I let it be, but they've been following me, and they've had Mark Garagos has had the FBI on me, has had other agencies looking at me and spying on me, okay, because they wanted to set me up as an extortionist. Like if I was extorting Sean for money. It's wrong. Basically, what happened is Diddy and Ross, which they good buddies, okay, they're gay.
Who?
Both Diddy and Ross and Khaled, they're all gay. Okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, and P Diddy?
Yeah.
They all gay?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Khaled is a Hamas supporter. Okay.
Who supporter?
Hamas.
Yeah.
Sorry, I said it wrong.
No worries.
Hamas supporter. Okay.
Right.
Basically, he's Arab, Palestinian. Okay. The Satanc agenda, okay, is basically binge drinking poured out on a yacht. Basically, what happens is the hip hop agenda is an agenda to move drugs all over the United States. You need to report the DEA. They move all the dope on private jets, which don't get screened by customs, by DEA. inside the United States. Okay, they move what's called high grade powder MDMA. They move cocaine and they move liquid cocaine in the bottles too. Okay, so they put the liquid cocaine in the bottles and they move it. I've seen the liquid cocaine. I've drank it myself. Having sex with Diddy and Cassie. Okay, it's not good. He drinks it all the time. Alright, he calls it Gigi. That's liquid cocaine. Alright.
So according to Jonathan Odie, he was stating that he went to Trump Towers to warn Donald Trump, which was the president at the time, that there was an assassination plot against him, and he wanted to let Donald Trump know. But the thing that stood out to me in the video itself, the part of the video that I showed, was the names that he mentioned. He mentioned Diddy, Rick Ross, DJ Khaled, and some other names. And I found that strange because if you're going to Trump Towers to warn him about assassination, why is your focus more on these people than on why what led up to you actually going there to warn Donald Trump? When you look at what's going on now with Cassie, you see that a lot of things he said back in 2018 matches up with what Cassie said in November about what happened with her and what the things that Diddy wanted her to do. Also, the thing that I noticed in the video, he stated that during their time together, he was Diddy's sex slave, and Diddy ended up giving him herpes and he sued. He also stated in the video that he gave, as part of him settling with Diddy, he gave a tape, and he said by accident they gave the tape back to him, and they was trying to make it seem as if he was trying to blackmail Diddy, and he didn't want that to happen. He also stated that he was hearing conversations that Diddy was having as talking about business. So it's like made me think, okay, exactly what was on that tape that the man had? What conversations did he hear as far as what Diddy was doing? Because if you think about what he did, he went to Trump Towers, which was the president. So they're going to have to investigate. All charges this man, Jonathan Odie, has are Fed charges. So that means the Fed is going to have to investigate because he's saying there's a threat against the president of the United States. So they have to investigate. Because he is the sitting president in 2018, he's going to also have his security detail, I can't think of their name at this time, but they're going to also have to investigate to make sure that the president is truly not in danger. Secret Service, I'm sorry. So the Secret Service is also going to have to do an investigation. So here we are. So every name that he named will have to be investigated by the feds as well as the Secret Service. So anything they are doing, may have done, could be doing, is going to be part of that investigation. So the man was being smart because he said they wanted to have him looked at as being someone that's extorting Diddy. He was fearing for his life. He did not go. He could have went straight to the police. He didn't do that because he probably felt that the police would not have helped him. He did not go directly to the feds, which he could have done, but he felt that maybe they would not have investigated him. But as soon as he brought the president into it by going to Trump National Towers with a gun, shooting up, saying that the president's life is in danger, they have to investigate. They cannot sit on this information and do nothing about it. Even if they think he's the most craziest man in the world, they have to do an investigation. So like I said, he was very smart in the way he went about this, and he lucky that he did not get killed in this situation. But now he has them have to, Secret Service, the federal government have to look into these threats against the president of the United States. Also, he mentioned DJ Khaled, and he said he's part of, that he support Hamas. Who is Hamas? Hamas is a terrorist group. What's going on in 2020? That was back in 2018. What's going on now in 2023 with Hamas? Israel and Hamas are at war. Israel is determined to eliminate Hamas, a terrorist group who came across their borders, killed some of their people, kidnapped them, and went back. Brought them back across the border. So it's a lot going on in here that this man know, because he said he had a lot of stuff he threw away. He stated that he threw away the videotapes, and he threw away some stuff that he had on the computer because he knew that Diddy people was following him, and he was, like I said, scared for his life. So he was saying he may or may not be able to produce that information. So whatever this man know, the feds are going to have to look into it. They're going to have to take him serious, whether they want to or not. They're going to have to take him serious. So they're doing their investigation, and like anytime with the feds, they take their time doing their investigation. But then you have to also think about, like I said, this was in 2018. What happened in 2020? Everyone was on lockdown, so that slowed everything down more. They couldn't really go out like they want to investigate, see what's going on, this, that, and the other. So now everything is kind of catching up. And we see with Cassie in the last video with the email, it stated that Cassie had turned over her Kim Porter's burner phone and a lot of other information that she had, she turned over to the feds. So you might want to think, was the feds going to her? Did the feds go to her to investigate this 2018 case? Because her name was also brought into it. So anytime you're putting people's name out there, the feds are either going to sit back and watch you, or they're going to go straight to you and have a conversation. With Cassie, she was more of a victim. With these other people, they were more of the victimizers. So they might sit back and kind of watch them to see what they're doing. You see in the last video I showed, they stated that in that email, they stated that there was a lot of HT going on, which is a federal crime. So they're sitting back watching all of this. They might have said, okay, this is a crazy man who went and shot up Trump Towers, who said the president's life is in danger. Once they start investigating, and if these things are true as far as HT, if they're messing around with minors, if all this stuff is true, the feds are now sitting back, okay, we really got to look into this. We really got to investigate what's going on with Hamas. We really got to look into that. We got to look into DJ Khaled. We got to look into Rick Ross. We got to look into Diddy, all these other names that was thrown out there. Let's go. They may have talked to Cassie in a way that she didn't know that she was really being, looked at. So now they got to go back and really have a conversation with Cassie. Now with Cassie being in a relationship and she feels safe with her husband, that may have prompted her to go ahead and turn over that evidence to the feds. Because like I say, they have to investigate everything at this point when the president's name was brought into it. He also brought up Hillary Clinton's name in this. He also brought in Barack Obama's name in this. He also stated that about Satanc, how they was using private jets to traffic liquid cocaine, which is a federal crime. So this man, back in 2018, he opened a can of worms that are now showing up in 2023 with all these other information that's coming up now. So I want to take this time and share another email with you.
Happening, my guy, man, this S right here is ducking crazy, dog. Man, this news is making its rounds through the industry, and I'm telling you, this S right here is some downright demonic and disgusting S. So one of the details that was left out of Cassie's lawsuit was the fact that Diddy would make her save her monthly Louisiana hot sauce. You got that, guys? Her monthly Louisiana hot sauce, I'm paraphrasing here, and store it in containers similar to the plastic cups you use to provide a number 1 sample for a DURG test. All right, you got it, guys? Kim Porter also talked about receiving that same request from Diddy on multiple occasions, and Kim said it was used to perform satanic rituals, and members of this secret occult would drink it at their gatherings. Kim said she did it once and declined every time he asked after that, and admitted that they got into several verbal and physical altercations because of it. It's also been said that human mud, you got it guys, human mud and goats were provided as a part of these rituals. Kim also was going to expose that there's an underground church where these acts are performed, which eliminates the possibility of having cell service. But according to Kim, it didn't stop a camera from being hidden within costume jewelry to capture all the dark and repulsive elements of these demonic encounters. It's been said that the church has 13 floors and goes from the first floor down to the 13th floor, which is the opposite of the normal numerical way of how we count things. Normally we count from the first floor up, which is definitely a representation of the devil, given the fact that the 13th floor is located at the very bottom and the demonic connection to the number 13. According to Blank, and I have to protect this person, Kim was definitely going to cover that aspect within her book. It's also been said that this church is a place they transport H10, and I'm paraphrasing guys, victims to. As it has been said that this place can easily hold over 2,000 people. Last but not least, Diddy is in the line of fire of Jimmy Iovine because supposedly he coerced a victim to come forward that was supposedly essayed by Jimmy in 2007. The lady supposedly name-dropped Diddy and Cassie in her lawsuit, but their names were eventually taken out of the lawsuit filing that were provided to the public. Jimmy, who was the co-founder and CEO of Interscope, Geffen, and A&M, is said to have been the lightning rod with Clive Davis to trigger the onslaught of cases being filed against Diddy. Diddy had a close relationship with both of them throughout his career, and it's to my knowledge that because Diddy didn't sign some contract with Clive, that a lot of people in top positions within the industry panicked and made it a point to expose Diddy first for his wicked past in an effort to silence him. But if I may add that it's been expressed that the victim who is suing Jimmy contacted Cassie's lawyers to go after Iovine before the New York Survivors Act eligibility was removed.
So if everything that's alleged in this email is true, you can see how wicked these people truly are. And if you think about it, in the 2018 video with Jonathan Odie, one of the things he stated about Diddy was that he was part of the Boule, which is the Black Secret Society. And a lot of people, you know, whether you believe it or not, whether it's true or not, a lot of people have mentioned about these secret societies as being occults, as being worshiping the devil. So he mentioned that Diddy was part of the Boule. Then you see in the email that he wanted Cassie as well as Kim to save their monthly so they can be part, so they can use it and drink it as part of their ritual, their occult ritual to Satan. And I have stated this in other videos I have done about how the elitists, regardless of how much money they have, regardless of how much power they have, they're going to die one day. They can't get past that. They're getting older. They want to stay young forever. And so I stated in one of my videos how they did this thing, what they call young blood. They would get someone who was young and they would have a blood transfusion, not for any sickness, health, or anything. They just felt that if they had got the young person's blood going into their body, it would rejuvenate them. I stated about I stated also about with cord blood, how they use the blood of from the umbilical cords. If the mothers don't, want to save it for themselves, they don't just throw that in the trash or just get rid of it. They turn around and sell it. So cord blood is being used in different rituals and things like that. I spoke about that as well. So blood is a big business because they want people who are young, they want their blood because they feel like it will rejuvenate them. And also I spoke about ST when it comes to kids, because they're using them as part of the rituals also. So it's a lot that this man said in 2018. And like I said, even if they feel that, I'm alleging, even if they feel that authorities like the police is under, that Diddy is paying them off, you can't pay off a threat against the president's life. Because if anything were to happen to the president, then something, everyone would be in trouble. So that's something that he can't pay off. They have to investigate what's going on with the president of the United States. And in part of that investigation, every name that he named they have to look into it because they don't know if that person, that individual, someone associated with them is a threat to the President of the United States. And like I always do in my videos, I also want to read scripture to kind of point to what's going on in real life, because the Bible is not dead, it's alive. And a lot of things that spoke about in the Bible is what's going on in the world today. So let me just go ahead and read this to you. This is Romans 1:22 through 27 ESV. Claiming to be wise, they become fools, and exchanged the glory of the immortal God for images resembling mortal men and birds and animals and creepy things. Therefore God gave them up in the lust of their hearts to impurity, to the dishonoring of their bodies amongst themselves, because they exchanged the truth about God for a lie and worshiped and served the creature rather than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this reason, God gave them up to dishonorable passion, for their women exchanged natural relations for those that are contrary to nature. And the men likewise gave up natural relations with women and were consumed with passion for one another. Men committed shameless acts with men and received in themselves the due penalty of their errors.